former Pirates, Yankees, Astro manager, Bill Virdon. How you doing, Bill?
I'm fine, thank you.
He also played a little baseball, if I remember.
Yeah, a little bit.
Started off with the Cardinals. You were Rookie of the Year, I think the year after Wally Moon was Rookie of the Year.
That's right.
And so they had you, they had Wally, they had Rip Rapolsky, they had Musial. You only had 3 outfield spots.
Well, that's 3, and another big name there was Red Shandy.
At second base.
Yes.
Now, I never understood. I grew up in St. Louis, and I was a kid when you were breaking in. I never understood why they traded you. They ended up, I think, with Bobby Del Greco in center field.
Well, that was part of the trade. I was in the Slaughter deal. I came to the Cardinals in the Slaughter deal, and then I was traded to Pittsburgh about a year and a half later for Del Greco.
So what was the Pirate experience like with the 60 World Series and all that other excitement?
Well, I don't know that you could ever want to experience anything more than that. That is what you all dream of, I think, when you get to the major leagues. And it worked out that way, and everything seemed to go our way that year.
I mean, you had some great players on that Pirate team. You had Mazeroski, Clemente, you had Dick Grote, Elroy Face. You guys were loaded.
Bob Friend, Vernon Law.
Yeah.
Smokey Burgess and Hal Smith were the catchers, I think. Dick Stewart was the first baseman. Yeah, we had some good talent.
Now, was Dr. Strangeglove Dick Stewart as bad as people said defensively? I know he could hit the ball out of the park.
Well, you said that, I didn't. He could use some help, yes.
Who was the leader of that team at 60?
Oh, I don't think everybody as a whole just did their job. I think Grote was one of the leaders, and I think probably Dick got more out of his natural abilities than anybody that ever played.
But they said Dick was a better basketball player than baseball player.
Well, I can't argue that, and I'm sure he was a good one. But the thing is that he just seemed to get everything out of his ability. Everything worked for him, and he made it work.
Roberto Clemente, what kind of guy was he? I mean, this guy, he didn't put up gaudy power totals, but, I mean, he just got hits, hit for average.
Oh, he was consistent all the time. You knew what you were getting. He could play the outfield. He could run the bases. He could hit the ball and hit consistently and hit for average. And you know, he was a pleasure to have on the club.
As far as outfield arms go?
One of the best.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him throwing from like deep right field to third base on a fly. I mean,
yeah. He used to scare those fans sitting along the right field line when he would go in that corner and come out throwing, because he actually threw across the stand.
And you managed him, his last year in the major leagues, right?
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
Was he going to be coming back the next season, or was he planning on retiring?
No, he was still a good player. He was probably as good a 40-year-old that I ever saw play baseball.
Who was your favorite player to manage during your career?
Oh, I think consistent ones. Mazeroski was one. He was a favorite. He always got the job done at second base and did it very easy. And I always said that the toughest thing I had to do in baseball when I played was to back him up, because I always had to go in 100 yards, 100 feet to back him up and never got a ball.
How difficult was the transition from playing with these guys on the Pirates to then managing them?
Not too bad. They all seemed to adjust very well. Always seemed to know what they were doing, and it's probably very easy to manage. I didn't really have a problem. I took over in '72, and I think we won our division by about 7 or 8 games. So we actually did it easier that year. prior to the series than we did the year before.
Did you learn a lot playing for Danny Murtaugh?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's on top of everything. He knew what was going on. Never made too many mistakes, and always let us play. And I think probably he was the best thing that ever happened to me. He encouraged me to stay in the game, and manage if possible. And I think he's one of the reasons that I got to spend a lot of time in baseball.
And then you managed the Yankees for a couple of years. What was that like?
Different. I think it was different. Simple reason you go from one area where you're exposed to probably 2 writers, and you go to New York and you're probably exposed to 32.
And those writers are not that easy on the manager.
Well, I don't know that they intentionally get on the manager, but they know what's going on, and they put it out there. And if it works, fine. If it doesn't, well, you're going to have to put up with it.
Was Steinbrenner the owner when you were managing?
Yes, he was.
What was he like?
I didn't have to deal with him. He was suspended all that time I was there.
So you got off easy.
Well, say what you like.
So who was running the club then?
Gabe Paul.
Okay. A long-time good baseball man.
Yes, he was. I got along with Gabe very well. He treated me very good.
So what was your tenure with the Houston Astros like? You had some pretty good teams there.
Well, we went there. They were down. And fortunately, I had some good people who I was working for. Tal Smith was one of my favorite. And he was one of the most intelligent people I've ever been around consistently.
Did you have to manage different in the Astrodome than you did when you were managing the Pirates or the Yankees because of the size of that stadium?
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Did you have to rely more on speed and defense than on power hitters?
I think we did, yes. The ball did not travel out of the dome like it did other ballparks at that time.
And then you look at the ballpark that the Astros play in nowadays, it's like a sandlot and balls just flying all over the place and out of the park and things like that.
Oh, well, tough luck.
We had Jack McKeon on several weeks ago, and he says he wants to break the record. He wants to manage when he's 87 years old.
McKeon does?
McKeon does. You're the same age as Jack. Do you want to come back and try to break that record that Connie Mack has?
No.
I think McKeon must have a couple screws loose because I said, why do you want to get back in the management? He goes, I want that record. If I'm healthy, I'm getting it.
Well, whatever. That's his business.
So do you still follow baseball fairly closely?
Yeah, I still watch it. I go to ball games here in Springfield, Missouri. We have a AA club. Cardinals have a AA franchise here, and they have a nice ballpark, and we get to see quite a few games during the summertime.
Okay, so was Shelby Miller there this summer, pitching for Springfield?
Shelby Miller, yes, I think he was.
Left-hander, he's supposed to be the next big thing in coming up the Cardinals.
Yeah,
way.
I've heard that, but we'll see.
What do you think about the Cardinals with the World Series? You think they're going to come back, or you think they're in trouble?
Well, I think they got their hands full. I cannot say that they won't come back because they have done it many times, and they're very capable, and they seem to know how to get the job done. But they do have their hands full. The Rangers have a good ball club, and they seem to be getting what they want done.
Has the manager made all the difference in that series that Washington's outmanaged La Russa?
What are you asking now?
Do you think that Ron Washington has outmanaged Tony La Russa in the series?
You only outmanage somebody if you win, and he hadn't won yet.
Okay. Of all the ball players that you've seen over your years, who was the best one?
Willie Mays.
Without question.
In my opinion.
Okay. Because we ask a lot of people, some people say Mantle. A lot of people say Willie Mays. And
well, Mantle was in the other league, and so I saw Mays a lot more than I did Mantle. But if I had to pick one of the two, I would pick Mays.
The best manager you think in baseball history?
Pardon me?
The best manager in baseball history?
Oh, best manager in baseball history? That's a good question.
That's a tough question, too.
If I had going to pick somebody, I'd pick Murtaugh.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Virdon. It was a pleasure talking.
You're welcome. Nice talking with you.